Welcome to Break Into Tech Show with Professor Temi Akinwumi of My IT University, a multi-award winning tech CEO, career coach, and mentor. With decades of hands-on tech career, will ensure your career dreams come true. Join our extraordinary show today on groundbreaking topic for a successful career. Do you want a $100,000 job as a cybersecurity professional, Scrum Master, Business Analyst Software QA, Cloud Architect, Data Analyst, Technical Recruiter, and more? Visit www.myituniversity.com to schedule a call. Come and get inspired to secure a lucrative job, keep the job, and grow on the job. Relax, receive, and see results. We're glad you're here. Share, like, and comment.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. It's another wonderful day. We're super excited to be here. And I'm here with a wonderful, wonderful lady, which she's going to introduce herself very soon. My name is Professor Temi. You all know me by now. And I'm always here every Wednesday. And to give back and to empower our community. I've been in tech for over 3 decades now. And I'm a multi-award winning tech CEO of Top Group Technologies and IT University. I'm super excited, always to give back. I have my associate in computer science, my bachelor's in computer science. I love computer science, passionate about tech, also software engineering masters, and also cybersecurity masters. Now working on my PhD. I love, to always make sure that people are ready for tech because tech is the way to go. Tech is the best, one of the best, Sorry, I have to say that. It's one of the best career in life, and if not the best. So there are things that you need to do to get ready. So that's why this week we're going to be discussing about the lesson learned throughout this month, lesson learned in tech careers. And you'll be seeing me this month. This is part one, coming with great people I've met along the path. People that I work with, people that are mentor, people that are friends, to discuss about what they have learned in tech. So that will help you as you break into tech. So today we have with me Amanda. I want to welcome Amanda. Please introduce yourself. Thank you so much for coming.
Hi, Professor Temi. Thank you so much for having me. So, brief intro on myself. My name's Amanda Fetch. I'm based in New York City. I work in the data science, data analytics, machine learning, and AI space. I've been doing that a little over 20 years now. I started out in the retail industry, branched off, and worked a little bit with SiriusXM and Pandora in the entertainment industry. And then currently, I've made my way into the biotech industry, where I help clients with implementing their marketing technologies, analytics, and any of those sort of needs. And my background in school, I studied business and marketing, and then I progressed on into analytics. And as Professor Temi also is going back for her PhD, that's my goal, is to get back into school and do a little bit of research, a Master's of Science in Research, and then from there progress to a PhD in technology are my plans next. So thank you so much, Professor Temi. Very excited to be here.
Thank you so much. We're really happy to have you today and that you're able to join us. Thank you so much for your time. So today we're going to be discussing about lesson learned in tech careers, part one. And I want to welcome all our wonderful audience. Thank you for joining us. And please, we want to welcome you. I want to know what city and state you are joining us from. I can see here we have Matthew. It's great to be here again today to learn from an amazing mentor, Professor Temi. Thank you so much, Matthew. Always love to see you and to have you here. Make sure you have your questions ready. And Lynette say, greetings, everyone. Thank you so much. And let us know where you're joining us from. And also help us to share the room, share this broadcast with others so that they can also join us as we go. Thank you so much for being here today. So we're going to continue our discussion. Lesson learned in tech. We've done the introduction. So one of the major things that we're trying to get into now is to start prepping people mindsets in tech as you break in. We have learned a lot in tech as individual, collectively, and we want to start sharing with you. What are the things that you will see out there? Because now you have the skill set, but your mindset needs to be right as well to be able to get the job, grow on the job and keep the job. You see some people, they will get the job, but they can't keep the job because of attitude issue, or they don't know what to do. They don't know their right from their left. Some people may be able to keep the job for a while, but they can't grow on the job because they don't know how to grow. Their attitude is not right. Their mindset is not right. So lesson learned in tech is a way of helping you to understand, okay, these are people that you can learn from. These are what you can do to continue to strive in your career and do well. One of the first point I want to discuss is be ready to try something new. Ready to try something new. So a lot of people that are trying to break into tech, this is your break into tech show, right? They are not conversant with tech. They are new to tech. It's okay. So that's why you came here in the first place, to try something new. So my question to you is that, are you really ready? Do you know in your heart of hearts that you really want to try something new? So that means you must have an open mind to try something new in tech as you are breaking in, and also to try something new even when you get into the job. So I don't know, Amanda, what's your take on that?
Yeah, I definitely agree, Professor Temi. So, as someone who actually broke into tech, I came from simply the retail industry. I had been working in stores for many years, and I knew it was something I was passionate about and wanted to get into. So, I literally took the skill set I had, which was looking at sales reports in my current role at the time, being in a store. And then I progressed to be a store manager. And I kind of learned that route, learned the POS system, and that was the basis for me to really be where I am today. So I think to your point, being open minded, and when you do these sort of things, or let's say you have a summer job or you're working through school or something like that, don't brush aside the skills you're picking up in your day to day, because you will be surprised how you can use that later and to really break into this industry. I think is key. Be open minded, definitely.
Good. So be ready to learn something new, being open-minded. There's a lot of people think, oh, I don't have any skills. I don't have anything to offer. So they already kill their mindset before they even go get in. So that mindset right there is not a growth mindset. So that means that whatever skills you have is transferable into tech. All those great skills that you have, like you mentioned, that's like a hard skill. We have soft skill. I always discuss that every day. Soft skill, like listening skill, attentive listening, you know, communication, communication effectively as much as you can try, communication, leadership, teamwork, time management, right? Critical thinking, analytical reasoning. All these are what you can break into tech. So as you bring this in, be ready to try something new, because you can use those skills in the role that you're going to be getting into. So that's very important. And as you break in, try something new as you prep for interviews. You get yourself ready, you read, you research, see something new. I always tell my students, write it down. See something new, write it down, Google it, check it out on Google, check it out on YouTube. Then you can always get it ready for your interviews. Okay. And then even at the job, something new coming. Every single time there are new trend, new innovation in tech. Get those things ready. Write it down. You will always have, like I said, I'm an instructor, a mentor. If you count how many notepad I have here, literally I have like six. Isn't it crazy? And if I have to count how many textbook I have here, I have like three. See, I'm not gonna read them in all a day, but always be ready to try something new, always ready to research. We constantly do that. So if you're gonna break into tech and you cannot try something new, you're not gonna last in the industry. So being ready every time, having an open mind to be ready is very important to to do well in tech. And another point also is no tech background or degree required. Really? How can that be true? Oh, it's not true. Oh, it's we can debate this thing forever. But what my take on this is to encourage people, not to discourage them, because I've seen people break into tech with no tech background. I've trained a lot of them. No tech background. Like you said, you broke into tech from in the store. You were in the store, you have managing stores and stuff. You use that to break into tech. You probably don't have a tech degree before, maybe or maybe not, and you grow from there. Whenever you break into tech now, maybe you don't have a degree yet, you have associate degree or wherever. You start from wherever you are, you can, and continue because you continue to grow. You can from there, if you break in, you can now go to college. You know, you don't have a tech background, you can start from scratch and build on the background that you have. So I don't know what's your take on that, Amanda.
Yes, Professor Timmy, I agree 100%. And it's interesting, the last role I was actually in, part of the reason why I was hired wasn't necessarily the degree I had in the past, because my bachelor's was in business and marketing, not in computer science. But what they noticed was I was out there on Coursera, other platforms, LinkedIn Learning, taking all these courses, and they loved the fact that I had the ability to learn and that passion. And so, really, to your point, soft skills and other skills, they really were just looking for somebody who was open to learn. And the reason for that was we worked with clients implementing marketing technology. And within that role, some of the technology isn't necessarily even here yet. So, if something great comes out like next year, something like that, you have to be able to learn a new system and adapt really at the drop of a dime. So, they're just really looking for somebody with a passion for learning. So I think that's a great example. And to your point, you do not have to have that computer science degree. I'm definitely living proof of that.
Yeah, very good. So that you are living proof of that. That's very important because I keep telling people, and I've proven that many, many times over because I've trained a lot of people. All my students, 90% don't have no IT background, at least. Even 95 or 99%. Seriously. They don't have no IT background, and some of them don't even have a degree or college degree, and they can still break in. If you have college degree, it's good, but if you don't have it, that's okay. You can still break in. So we have a couple of new folks joining us. Let's just say hi to them. Cynthia from New York. Thank you, Cynthia, for being here. Princess here, greetings everyone. She said, thank you for being here as well. LinkedIn user, hello all, happy to attend the event. Thank you all so much. We appreciate you. And Matthew said, be ready to try something new. Yes, of course. And Lade said, despite transferable skill, why is it so hard to break into tech? Well, you might be doing one or two things not, right. You may need a mentor, you may need a support, you may need training. I don't know what you might need. So what I would advise you to do is to schedule a call with me. Reach out. I can help you. I'll talk to you and see maybe there's one or two things that you're not doing correctly or you may need something. So I'll be able to give you guidance. So Lade, feel free to reach out to me. Schedule a call. It's free. www.myituniversity.com. Okay. If you reach out to me, I'll be able to help you because sometimes you might be stuck. There might be just one thing or two that you need to do to break in, but you are stuck right there. If you reach out to a mentor, they guide you and you can be on your way. You don't have to be stuck. Reach out, okay? And Jamila said greeting from Miami, Florida. Thanks for that. And Ted said greeting from Washington, D.C. Thank you, Ted. And Nancy said greetings, everybody from Maryland, everyone. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you all, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. We are so happy that you are able to join us today. Today we are discussing about lesson learned in tech part 1. We're going to be discussing this series through this month. And we have with me today Amanda Fetch. And I really, really appreciate her for being able to join us in this wonderful day and discussing about this opportunity. Yeah, and we also, continuation of what we were saying, look for opportunity to learn. Okay, let's say you are trying to break into tech and you have an interview. And now they mentioned a couple of frameworks for cybersecurity engineers or a couple of new tools that you never used before. It's like, I don't know these ones, I'll pass. If it's something, you might be something that you can grab like that and know. So why don't you just check it out, ask question, or go on YouTube, go on Google? Because now you're learning more. Don't just sit there, I don't know this one, I'm just going to pass. If it's just not much, learn it and write it down and master it, play with it, practice with it. And that's part of what you can have, so it's part of your toolkit as you break into tech. And also, if you're working for a customer, your customer, they ask for something that you don't know. And you'll be like, oh, I don't know that. I can't do it because it's not part of my job. It's not part of what I sign off. Okay, that's a problem. You need to always learn. Be ready to learn. And I will let Amanda talk about that, and I'll discuss that more because that's actually helped me in my career. There's this particular project we're working on, and this particular project, I was a software engineer, so I was working with ASP at that time, ASP without .NET, just basic ASP. That was early in my career. And one of the customer asked to do some things on Access database. Nobody want to do it because it's like low. You're gonna use VBA and all that. Nobody want to do that, and it's kind of taking them off doing the fun thing at that time. And I said I'll do it because we have to do it. So I jumped on it. I did it. You see, and one of some of the customers actually still on my profile on LinkedIn. We still connected today, and I did it, and I got a lot of accolades, a lot of awards. I did a lot, and that company I had to win a lot of contracts from that customer because of those projects. And I did a lot of access database projects for that customer. Okay, so that's what I was saying. Look upon it to learn new things, new opportunity. It may be not along what you want to do, but do it anyway. And you never know what can happen with that. So, what's your take on that, Amanda?
Yes, Professor Temi. So I have a quick story about something that I went through. So I had started a new role at Macy's as a pricing manager, and they were rolling out a recommender system. And by the way, I had no knowledge of coding or anything like that. And this was outside of our day-to-day job. So the other pricing managers were like, "No way, I'm not getting paid extra for this. I'm not doing this. You're nuts." And I said, "Wait a minute. You mean I could sit for Macy's, a huge company, in a room with like 10 people with a system owner building a recommender system, and I can learn from this person and I can do like UAT testing of the system, break the system, look for bugs because again as a user I could do that, right? I just couldn't build the algorithm. But that opportunity to learn, where am I sitting today building algorithms and as somebody who had no background, but I got wind of this. And I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. But to Temi's point, sometimes the things that others, push aside or they're like, oh, I don't want to do that. It's too much work. I don't know what I'm doing. That was me, by the way. I had no idea what I was going to be doing. But I was like, wait a minute. And to this day, I still mention that project because it was awesome. It was an awesome learning opportunity. But to Temi's point, you have to be open to learn and to take these opportunities when they present themselves because you don't know when it'll happen again. So I definitely say go for it. Don't be afraid. Just go for it.
Thank you so much. That's very important. Look for opportunity to learn and go for it. Don't even think about it. They'll go to some people, your manager will go to some people and say, oh, by the way, Barbara, can you work on this? Barbara will be like, no, I can't work on that. I'm busy on some other things, but they don't want to do it. And they come to you, just say, okay, let me do it. And just do it. And that's very important. So thank you for that. Also, learn and understand the basis. You don't have to be master of it all. Learn the basics and go with it. And that's what I always tell people. You're trying to break into tech. It's new to you. Prep for interviews. Start from that. Or it's okay to go for interview and fail. That's fine. You can fail some interviews, but that's a learning curve for you to continue to improve. If you don't ever step out, you will never achieve anything. So learn and understand the basics, and you continue to add more to your knowledge as you go in the industry. Every job will still train you. They will mentor you. They will do your orientation. You will still learn. It doesn't matter if you are the best in tech or best in any career. Every new role must train you. That's part of the requirement. No assumption that, oh, I think she knows it. I think he knows it already. No, you will be trained. So get ready and start from the basis, and you can always go from there. What's your take on that, Amanda?
I agree, Professor Temi. I think sometimes, especially in our world of tech, it becomes a fact that I think a lot of us just simply pass over is, a lot of people just think, well, I have to learn all this heavy code right away and I have to just get right to it. But then we skip over the simple basics. For example, for myself, I work a lot in SQL and, with databases and things like that. And, it's something I've been away from for a while as well, is just simply the basics of the tool and working with a database. And it's very important because if you just start from there and learn something, at least then you could speak about it. Excuse me. So I can't agree with you more on how sometimes a lot of us want to go full speed ahead and get into the hardcore coding, but then we miss the basics. And so I totally agree. Very important. Start from the bottom.
Thank you so much for that. And understanding the basics is very important. And that's why in all the training program I provide, I make sure that you can start from scratch. You can start from the basis because, like I always tell people, if you are doing cybersecurity, you need to start at least with Security Plus. It's the foundation. Okay, and then you can build on top of that. You can add GRC, you can add the analyst lab, cybersecurity analyst lab. But the basis is very important, right? And I always tell people also that are doing Scrum. If you are doing Scrum, you can add other to it, even though a Scrum Master doesn't have to be technical. But you know what you are trying to achieve in your career. You are trying to grow. You are trying to not be stagnant. People can just do Scrum and stay as Scrum Master for life. They are not technical. That's their cup of tea, which is okay. But if you know that you want to become a technical Scrum Master, you want to grow in your career, become a manager, a director, you need to add more to your pipeline. Okay, you need to add maybe software testing QA. Why do I recommend software testing QA? Because that's the closest you get to software engineering without actually coding. You will look at software, the front end, the database, the middle tier API without coding it, but understanding the concept of it. Be able to test it. When you test a code or you test a feature of a system, you get to understand the logic behind this, how it works. But people, oh, no, you don't need that. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, see who is talking. Sue is talking. People being in tech for so long, talking to you, giving you guidance. You just breaking into tech yesterday. What do you know? So that's very, very important that you listen to your mentor and understand the basis. Go with it. Don't waste your life. Don't waste your time. That's very important. And let's see. If you have any question, feel free to share, to ask your question. We're going to be treating them shortly as we continue on the discussion for today. And another thing also is be flexible with your work plan. Okay, you always will have a work plan, but if it's changed because of the customer, you want to change it, your manager wants it to change a little bit, don't be upset. Don't take it up like, oh, they always change it. They are not organized. They're always changing software. They are so this, blah, blah, blah. No, be flexible. That's where you can actually grow. Don't create enemies at the job. Be flexible. When your manager changes something, say, okay, take it. Because one day you'll be a manager if you allow yourself to be. The same seed that you sow, you will repeat as you grow your career. If you are nice, professional, which we're going to talk about, respectful, which we're going to talk about, to your manager, to your boss, having a right mindset, be flexible. If they say do this, do it. You will do well. Okay, because you are just growing that mindset. You will sow the seed, you will reap it as you go. So be pleased with your work plan, even at the job, even at the interviews, as you prep for interview. Be flexible. Okay, if they said, oh, by the way, it's remote, and they say, oh, by the way, if it's possible, can you come once a week for now? Don't say, no, I didn't sign for that. If you can, take it, because you never know, that particular job might be your next great breakthrough. You don't know, so you never know potentially, what that job can be for you. So be flexible. If it can work with your plan, work with their plan. See, I'm not saying that you should cut yourself in the foot or shortchange yourself. No, don't shortchange yourself, but be flexible with the work plan. What do you think about that, Amanda?
Yes, Professor Temi, I agree wholeheartedly on this one. And this one was actually me for a while. So I did go to school for my undergrad, as I mentioned, in business and marketing. But I wanted to get out of the, should I say, marketing titles. And I wanted to I wanted to have more of an analytics title. And so I would get into these roles where they were marketing operations. And for a long time, I'm like, what is, marketing operations? So marketing, I don't want to do marketing. I'm trying to get into coding. I'm trying to get into tech. This is like you said, I'm shooting myself in the foot. But what I didn't realize was marketing operations was what led me to start, as you mentioned, doing different quality control and checking lines of code and things like that, which is where I really picked up heavy coding in SQL and was able to continue to use that into other roles. So had I had just said, this is marketing in that title and operations, what does that mean? And brush that off, I maybe wouldn't have built the strong foundation I have that now I'm starting my new role as a director of analytics. So to Professor Temi's point, be flexible. And when someone says, hey, maybe you should try this marketing operations thing, even though the title doesn't sound like, where's the tech in that and where, but what are you actually doing? So I agree, definitely, Professor Temi. And again, we've been there and done that. So we're giving advice on because we've lived this. So definitely agree.
Thank you so much. And now you are director of analytics from there. So you never know where this is gonna take you to. So thank you so much for that. And let's just see, more people are joining us, and I think maybe we have some questions. And Janelle say greetings from Georgia. Thank you so much. And we also say okay, Ladi say awesome. And Prince say hello. Thank you, Prince, for being here. Yeah, Lena said mentorship is very critical. Yes, very, very important. Thank you for that. And Princess has a great advice and encouragement. Yeah, be encouraged, be advised. We are here to help you. So the mistakes that people have made in tech, you don't have to make that mistakes because you are now sitting on the shoulder of giants. You don't have to make any mistake. You should just be zooming through your career if you listen to advice and take advice and ask questions. So that's very important. And I think somebody said, how do we ask a question? If you want to ask a question, just write it right there and we will treat your question. You can put it right there and we will treat your question, okay? Yes, so we continue our discussion. Another thing also we want you to know that your customer is always right. The customer is always right. If customer is going this way and they decide to go the left or the right, you have to go with them. The customer is paying the bills. You have to understand your customer. You have to know that they are right. So in that, you need to understand who is your customer. Okay? You are there to serve them. You are there to work with them. They are the one that are paying the bill after all. So you need to be able to work with them, understand them. If you understand your customer very well, you will not be having friction with them. You will not be, that's what we call empathy, and that's also being professional with them. Understand them. Okay, always think from their point of view. They are customer, they are not technical. This is what they need. There's some things that is good to have, and there's something that must have. So if you have something that must have, then you give to them. If there's something that are good to have, you put it in the back burner, in the pipeline for later. You need to understand that. And if you're gonna talk to them respectively and tell them why they can't have what they ask for. Don't just say, no, you cannot have that. You're going to get fired, lose the job. You don't want to go around those politics. Okay? Customer is always right. I'll let Amanda chime in on that before I add more to it.
Yes, Professor Temi. And I think something that a lot of us forget is, for example, now I am working with clients specifically, so it's easy to say the customer. But let's say you're in house. Your customer could be a fellow team. It could be, a lot of times I've worked directly with finance teams on different analysis, things like that. So they're going to be your customer coming from sort of the top down. So to Professor Temi's point, maybe you think outside client, well, I could just brush them off. They're not internal. But what about when your client and your customer is in-house and maybe they're your boss or your boss's boss or, something like that. So just having that positive mindset. And to Professor Temi, as she mentioned, speaking to them in a way, not just saying we can't do it. You know why we can't, maybe you really can't do it. You may know why, but maybe they're completely not technical and they don't understand that maybe the system doesn't have the capability. So how can you, to Professor Temi's point, stay professional, stay positive and say, usually you don't just say no, as Professor Temi said. You said, how can we maybe do this? We can look into it. Or to what Professor Temi said, explain to them in a way they can understand that maybe the tool just doesn't have that capability. So totally agree, Professor Temi, on this one.
Thank you so much. Customer is always right and they will remain right. Okay? There's nothing we can do about that. They are our customer. We are going to be helping them to break in. And I think somebody have a comment saying, let's see. We also need to understand that we have both internal and external customers. Exactly, just like LinkedIn user said and Amanda said it. We do. So customer, we need to understand them, work with them. Because if you cannot work with your customer, you're going to be fired soon. Not really fired, but you're going to be out of here. And we have cross-functional team are also your customer. Yes, yes, it is. It is. Thank you so much. So that's great. So let's continue our discussion. And if you have questions, we say you can add it there. We can discuss that. So also remain professional at the job. Me remaining professional at the job is very important. You are at the job. The job is not your house. It's not your home. It's not your club. You are there to work. You are not there to form cliques. You are not there to create friendship or make enemies. So being professional at the job is very, very important. You see some people get at the job and then they start having their own cliques. These are my friends. These are my enemies. They start playing all the politics. You don't need all of that. Everybody has issues. People have their own issues in their own life. They don't need to start coming to work and still having issue at the job. The job should be a place where they can just come work together and go home. People already have a lot of circumstances in their life. That's enough to worry about. So when I see people coming to the job and the job is an hostile environment for them, I can't take it. Because job should not be hostile. The job should be where somebody can at least come, do their work and go. Right? So remain professional at the job. Don't make life miserable for anybody at the job. And I'm preaching that to my students. Please, it's a job. When you leave at the door, drop that job. When you come the money, take it. Take the hat again and put it on. If they have to work from home, you will. But don't make it like it's your life and your death. And make life miserable for people. Some people, they are so hostile, they are so nasty, they are so rude. All the evil stuff is in their hands. Why? And some people, too, because they have attained certain level of professionalism at the job, now they are the God to be worshipped. Your Highness, your Lordship. Don't make it like that. Because those people that you are making life difficult for them, tomorrow in the future, you never know where you meet them. Maybe let's assume you retired and then you're looking for contract for your company. That person might be the one that you will need to sign off of something. You're gonna meet them then when you meet them at the bridge where nobody can move right or left. Head-on collision. Let's say what you're gonna do then. So being professional at the job is very important. And also tomorrow in the future, your kids, your children, your family, they might need these people's help. And they remember your name. Oh, blah 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 last name. Oh, do you know so and so? Oh, they won't tell you anything, but they may not help. So you have to start thinking about all those things. Be careful with your attitude. Remain professional at the job is very important. And you don't even ever know. Tomorrow it might be that person that is looking for someone to hire for a very great role, and they will not reach out to you. But if you are nice, because this happened to me. And some of these people I'm saying we work together, they are right here on the profile, on my LinkedIn profile. There's this particular project we're working on, and nobody wants to help this person, and everybody wants to do their thing. So I had to help. Okay. I became very nice to this person, very close. When that person, they were looking for a role at the job, he called me. Tell me, do you want a role? I can bring you in for this role tomorrow. I said, that time I wasn't looking for that role because I was comfortable where I was. But that's what can happen. So what do you think about this? Remain professional.
So I definitely agree with this one. I know all of us have come into situations where we work with maybe other team members, could even be your supervisor. And it's very difficult, maybe to work with them, something like that. How do we overcome this? You kind of want to pull your hair out sometimes. Maybe they're just impossible to work with. Maybe it's another team, someone on another team. Maybe it's a client, anything like that. Sometimes we just have to take a step back, take a deep breath, count to 10, keep a stress ball at your desk, whatever you have to do. And if you're working from home, step from your desk, scream, whatever you have to do to let it out. But to Professor Temmie's point, never let it out on the person because to her point, you never know where you will encounter these people again. And I will say, being in, this industry and analytics, things like that for over 20 years, you would think this is a huge circle. Well, at this one small company I'm working at, I'll never see them again. You will be surprised with different organizations, different networking events when these individuals may pop up again. So I highly recommend and back up with what Professor Temmie said at all times, staying professional on the job because we just don't know when. I know a lot of us have wanted to say things we bit our tongue and we're like, I'm glad I did because I've seen this person a couple years down the road, whatever it may be. So yeah, this is a great one, Professor Temmie.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much for that. And I see um Princessa is asking a huge question. It's going to actually cover our face up. But I already read through it. So you have to question. It says, what's the name of the guest speaker? Her name is Amanda Fetch. And we'll put it back up when we're about to finish. And she's also on LinkedIn. You all can follow her. And you say you've been in tech for over many years, blah, blah. Reach out to me, okay? And I'll guide you into those areas. We can discuss about that here, but you can really break into it. And I think we discussed before. So reach out to me and see whatever I can do to help you with that. So reach out, okay? Okay, we're gonna continue our discussion. And yeah, so also another thing we want to touch is empowering others. Very important. As you're breaking into tech, you're gonna thank God for that. Congratulations, but there's work to be done. Okay, I always tell my students, tech come in a package, and the package comes with pride. Pride is a big label, a bow on it. As you take up the wrap, think about Christmas wrap your gifts. You take up the wrap, you don't keep the wrapper. And the bow is pretty, but you don't keep the bow most of the time. See the pride as the bow. Take the wrapper and the bow and just trash it. You don't need it. Because now that you broke into tech, you're making 6 digits, but you think you have arrived. So you don't listen to instructor, don't listen to any instruction, don't listen to your mentor, you don't listen to anybody. You've arrived and you see a lot of that. You've not arrived. You're just about to get started. You still need people to guide you in the job, in the role that you are getting into. You don't now burn your bridge with people that help you to get in. You keep listening because you need growth and opportunity to keep the job and grow on it. So as you break in, empowering others around you is key. Because when you are so prideful, you don't want to help anybody, you don't listen to anybody, you don't do anything. No. Now start looking around you to empower others. It's not for you alone. You need to give back and empower others. At the job, look around you. You are the boss, you are the manager. People that are just breaking in, newbies, maybe empower them, guide them. Don't say, oh, I'm trying to keep my job. If I train them now, they're going to take over this job and now not going to be the manager anymore. If you don't not be the manager anymore here, another door will open for you. Once you know have your skill, you can work anywhere. It doesn't have to be there, right? That's the good thing about tech, right? So empower others, help them, okay? In the team, be a team player, work with them at the job or around you in the neighborhood. Help people. People, so you see some kids, they finish college, They can't get a job. They're just sitting at home. They are not frustrated. They are doing all the wrong things. They're in the wrong gangs because you are sitting there as a mentor to them and you are not functioning in your role as a mentor. You don't see yourself as their mentor. Just see yourself as somebody that lives down the street and say hi to them. Don't just say hi to them. Ask them, what are you doing now? What are you up to? You finish your college? What are you doing next? Talk to them. That will go a long way. What do you think about that, Amanda?
Yes, Professor Temi, I absolutely agree with this one. And I think a very easy way to look at it is all of us have started out from the bottom at some point. And, many of us know, myself included, what it was like starting out, and we felt like there was nobody to help us, or maybe nobody wanted to help us, and how discouraging that was, and how upsetting that was. And so put yourself again, in those shoes and say, I remember what that was like, and I don't want anyone else to feel that way. That's really how I've looked at this for many years. I've to per what Professor Temi was mentioning, I've trained individuals when I was a manager to be my counterpart and to, as what Professor Temi was saying, really take over my role. And I wasn't afraid of that because I knew part of my growth included being able to bring somebody up to speed that could do my job. And that was noticed within the organization. So you may think nobody's watching. And to what Professor Temi was saying, some are afraid, well, they're just going to take over my job and, everything's going to be over from there. But not really. Others are watching and they're saying, wow, Amanda's a great mentor, Professor Temi's a great mentor. They notice these things, and then that's how you could keep progressing up through the ranks. So I totally agree. And again, just put yourself in the shoes when you were the one starting out and how you really felt. And I think it'll make you, think twice on, I really want to help this person out. Besides, of course, it's really the right thing to do, right? But yeah.
Exactly. Thank you so much for that. And plus, there's unlimited benefits, good salary, stocks, perks, education, PTO. All these things are available in tech. Okay, these are the lesson learned, and that's why we help you to be able to know how to negotiate for salary and negotiate your package. Excuse me, that's part of the salary negotiation that we go over, and your education can continue, right? And support good quality of life. You have work-life balance. So all these things are great to have in tech. And so it's very important that you understand. So our call to action today will be to embrace tech as you are now. Embrace tech now and come as you are. Start from anywhere, right? It's very important to start from wherever you are and just break in. And like I said, you can schedule a call to break into tech. Schedule a discovery call. I'm going to help you to break into tech. Schedule a call. And it's scrolling down on the screen. Feel free to reach out. Okay, we help you. I'm here at MIT University to break into tech with coaching, not only coaching you, but mentoring you and networking. And a lot of success story, a lot of people here in the audience, a lot of them are my students. And um, and yeah, so we're able to help you. Schedule a call. We're gonna coach you, we're gonna mentor you, we're gonna help you. You can network with great people like Amanda, great people like all the people on here and in our network. I've mentored thousands of engineers into tech, and we continue to do that and continue to be focused on that calling. So that's very important. We have some comments here. Tell me your spot on. Oh, Your Excellency, thank you for joining us. Ambassador Dennis Antoine, one of my mentor, my great mentor from United Nations. Thank you, Ambassador. Tell me your spot on continuous learning and sharing open space for more learning. Yes, thank you so much. He was here with us last month. We're discussing about the Millennium Goal and tech, and breaking into tech and smart um, career development. Thank you so much, Ambassador. Yes, so that's very important, right? So I'll always encourage people to break into tech and coaching, mentoring, and networking for opportunity. What do you think about that, Amanda?
Yes, definitely. I would say it's very important to have a mentor, as well as, we sort of just mentioned, be willing to mentor others. But definitely always have that mentor. It doesn't really matter what level you achieve. A lot of us consider ourselves overachievers. So, how do we, make the next move? And so it's always great to have that mentor. And within that, there's a lot of questions of, well, how do I even find a mentor? Well, networking. Like Professor Temi said, joining in when Professor Temi has these sort of calls. There's the chat going, things like that. Professor Temi does a lot on Clubhouse. Professor Temi just does a lot, period, for networking. That's unbelievable. So I'm sure, most of you are on her LinkedIn, but if not, definitely follow her on LinkedIn. But right there, LinkedIn is key for networking. So I definitely recommend that. But yes, can't speak enough on the importance of networking, making those connections, and making sure you keep those connections warm. Because I think a common theme through today has been, you never know when you're going to see this person again. You never know when you may want to make a move and you may need someone's assistance. So make sure it's a two-way street in there and you're not sort of cold reaching out and always saying, what can you do for me? What can you do for me? But, how you can also help them, whether it's, again, mentoring. Maybe they have a role open, they're looking for somebody to fill. How can I help you fill a position? Whatever it might be, keeping those connections warm whenever possible. Yes, we all have lives, we all get busy, but it doesn't take long to just say, hi, Professor Temi, how are you? Something very small, but just reaching out and keeping that personal connection goes a long way. But thank you so much for that, Professor Temi. Agree with this networking.
Yes, thank you so much for that. So mentoring, networking comes with it. So very important. We don't only teach you and coach you, train you. We also help you to mentor, be mentored, and also network. On here, like now, we are networking, and also on YouTube, on LinkedIn, on Clubhouse. So we do a lot of things to make sure you are engaged, and that adds on to being coach and ready. So, are you ready to for tech opportunities? That's a question you will ask for yourself. Because before you can break into all this tech, you need to be coached. You need to be ready for it, especially if you don't have the skills. So ask yourself, are you ready? If you are not ready, then schedule a call and get ready. So it's very important. And also follow us on social media. We are on social media platform as we round up. We are on here on LinkedIn, on Clubhouse, my IT University, on the website, on YouTube, Instagram, we're everywhere. Okay. So I want to thank Amanda for joining us. And Amanda, how can we reach out to you? How can people reach out to you? Amanda is on it's also on LinkedIn. Go ahead. This is
Yes.
Amanda's name.
Yes, definitely on LinkedIn. I'm seeing if I could quickly, as we wrap, pull that up. But thank you so much, Professor Temi. This has been an awesome discussion, per usual. And just if others don't know, Professor Temi is definitely a mentor of mine as well. So
Thank you. So Amanda Fetch. Just search for Amanda Fetch. And she's actually under me as well. Let me put her name on the chat.
oh, I think it went to
Okay, yeah,
private. Yep, I was gonna.
okay. Okay, put it in the regular one so they can see it. So you'll reach out to Amanda. So thank you all for being here. And you can also send email to me. Actually, let me put a name here. Amanda. I hope you guys have seen it. Fetch. You can reach out with email to my IT University in case you have any question. And this is Amanda's name. Okay. Make sure you reach out to her. She's right here on LinkedIn. Okay. So we thank you so much for being here. And Jamila, thank you, Miss Amanda Fish, for being with us today and sharing so many good nuggets. Yes, thank you. Cannot thank you enough. Thank you so much for your time. And it's been a wonderful discussion. I want to thank everybody for joining us. So don't procrastinate, don't delay. Join us, break into tech, schedule a call. If you want to get something done, it's May now. It's almost half of the year. Almost. What have you been doing? You procrastinated till today. Don't wait. Don't waste your time. Break in and make it happen. So today we've discussed part one of the lesson learning tech career. So next week we're going to be going to part two, then we're going to have part three and part four. It's going to be four series. So I thank you all for being here. Share with others, schedule a call, reach out, okay, and then we can always go from there. And somebody said, thank you for your team and Amanda for insightful and beneficial event. You're welcome. You're welcome, LinkedIn user. Thank you for being here as well. So thank you, Amanda. I want to thank you so much. And before we leave, I want to ask you, Amanda, what is that thing that you want everybody to know about tech? One thing.
Yeah, I would say, and I think that it's been a theme today, is do not get discouraged if you do not have the MS, the PhD, whatever it is in computer science and in tech specifically. Please use, me as an example if you have to, as someone who didn't have that on a piece of paper necessarily, but was able to transfer skills that I had learned in other roles and things like that. And to Professor Temmie's point, both hard and soft skills that I was able to transition, and that willingness to learn, I think, is very important. So thank you so much, Professor Temmie.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for your time as well. So we've been discussing lesson and tech, and my advice, one thing I want you to know is that tech is not for the faint-hearted. Manage your expectation as you are breaking into tech. It will not fall on your lap in your home. You have to go out. Do those interviews. Go for it. You can fail in the first ones. That's okay. But that's a learning curve for you. Go out there. Have the audacity to try. Okay? Have the audacity to try. Somebody say thank you for another informative live session. And just go for it. For your time, Amanda. Okay, yeah, my His Excellency said, Protemi Amanda, thank you for helping us to remember that we can't take credit for our talent. Wow. It's how we use them that counts. Becoming an IT scientist begins at my IT university. Wow, thank you so much. Your Excellency, thank you so much. I appreciate that. We appreciate that. Yes, actually, if you want to be an IT scientist, we are here to support you. We are here to make it happen. We've been doing this over 17 years now. And yes, that's what you have to do. Just get started. We're gonna be here to guide you, to mentor you, to coach you. Make sure it is possible. So I thank you, Amanda, for being here. Thank you, Your Excellency, for coming to support us, and all our wonderful viewers. Thank you so much. I would love to see you again next week. Same time, same place on my Break Into Tech show, my IT University Break Into Tech show. And I see other people saying thank you, kudos to you all. And people say thank you for your encouragement. That's what it is. We're here to encourage you. We can stay here forever, but we'll let you go so you can have a wonderful evening or day or night, wherever you're joining us from. So I want to thank Amanda. Thank you so much for your time and for spending your money with us. I can't thank you enough for this. Thank you for all that you do in the community, and thank you for always giving back. Until the next time we meet again here, schedule a call, Break Into Tech, and we'll make sure you can get a job, keep the job, and grow on the job. I say the Lord be with you and guide you and make his face to shine upon you. Thank you so much, Amanda, for being here. We appreciate you all. And I say good night. Thank you, everyone.